スタジオ3万
Hey folks, welcome back to Chester Pridecast, all things pride and beyond. As we draw closer to Valentine's Day, this week we're talking about all things love. And we're joined by good friend Sandi Eggo and the usual riffraff that turn up to these things. So join the conversation and love to have you with us.
Before we begin, we'd just like to say the following content may contain strong language and adult material that may not be suitable for all audiences, so your discretion is advised. Any views or advice expressed on this podcast are the views of Chester Pridecast and do not necessarily represent the views and the opinions of Chester Pride.
So with Valentine's Day coming up, let's talk about all things love. I'm joined today by the loves of my life and Wes.
Bitch! Getting read out for the first time.
For the first time.
Jesus Christ, every week with you is reading week. Andrew's back, yay.
Carl is back.
And we have an extra special Cupid with us today. Do you want to introduce yourself and say something about yourself?
Call me a Cupid.
I have.
Certainly not that.
You've obviously seen me. My name is Sandi Eggo. I'm a full-time drag queen here in the Northwest. You can find me on all my social medias. It's Sandy with an I_EG0.
We'll plant them as well.
And I thought I might as well say it. Just to make sure you remember who I am. Best way to describe my drag is I'm like a jacuzzi. I'm hot, I'm bubbly, and everyone wants to be inside me. Wow. You should see what happens when you press the right buttons.
I'm full of bacteria.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you have met me.
We've seen you. Right. So I know all of us here have partners, so I want to hear when the first time you or your partners said the magic words, I love you.
Oh, God.
Any fun stories? Anything interesting?
Fair dues, I'm like the first person to always say it. Like after a week, I'm like, I love you. But yeah, I think, I can't even remember the first time I said it with my partner. Really?
I can't remember the first
Really?
time mine either.
It's a magic moment in your relationship.
You could have
can't
warned
remember.
us about your questions, TJ.
Well,
Do you know what? It's a terrible question.
Right, sorry,
Research.
I'll sack this
I
off.
remember mine,
Go ahead.
and for once, it wasn't me that said it first, because apparently I was being a pussy, in his words, and he said, I'm just going to say it, so he said it first. We were in bed, it was after Nookie Nookie, so of course it was...
Oh, yes,
time.
by the way, everyone. Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
What?
I don't know.
Exclusive.
No.
Sandi Eggo here is, of course, Nookie Nookie Story from episode.
Are you Nookie Nookie story? Why did no one tell me this?
It was an exclusive, okay, and it was supposed to be a secret.
It is anonymous.
That's the only one. That's
It's
the
not
only one.
anonymous now.
That's the only
Wait,
anonymous
questions
one.
of
I'm like
viewers.
happy to like.
It's okay. So the person that I told about that story, it wasn't you. Okay.
It was Laura.
It was Laura.
Yeah, Laura's just the name we go to when we blame anything.
Oh, I was used Vera. Saw Vera from next door. Yeah, Vera.
So, you were being a pussy?
Yes.
Yes, I was being a wimp, and I wasn't saying it, even though he knew I was going to say it. So then he said it first.
Oh, I bet.
And
That's nice.
yeah,
Beat
so
you to the
it
punch.
makes a change, yeah, because normally I'm the one that says it.
Or gets it said
or gets it said to me on the first time while on top of me. I told you I must have been really good because we're still together after 2 years. So yeah,
It's definitely the sex keeping you together because there's no personality.
I was going to say it can't be the other sex either. I'm not had it in so long. I opened my legs the other day and dust fell out.
Yeah, because my boyfriend said it to me first and he spelt it out with potato shapes.
Oh,
Yeah. And
that is vile.
I know
God, I
it's
feel
not
sick.
because he's dyslexic,
cute.
so it probably took him all day to do. So I really appreciated it. Just spelt it out with a little bit of ketchup on the side.
I love you.
Yeah, there was
Oh,
no.
sorry. Well, hang on. With ketchup on the side?
Yeah, just
Or-
put ketchup on the side.
Right, okay. So,
We-
like, the potato... Right,
he
okay.
spelt it out with
sorry,
potato, and then we ate the potatoes. Yeah, there was no O.
Just imagine like a whole lot of mashed potatoes everywhere. You're like literally walking up. The fuck have you been doing? Have you?
Not quite like that.
Oh, that's where
Not
mine
quite
went.
like that.
Sorry.
Paint by mash.
He was so dyslexic it originally said help.
Well, okay, so mashed potatoes. I love your mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
What about you, Carlo? When did you?
I can't even remember, to be honest.
Well, have you got any romantic
It
plans
was
for
on the
Valentine's
first
Day
date,
then?
wasn't it?
Yeah, first date. No, it wasn't. No, I haven't. I'm a bit boring with Valentine's stuff. I need to get better, really.
I'm epic at
Yeah.
Valentine's Day.
Come on, share a story.
Yeah, you need to give me some tips.
To be fair, though, it was with my second girlfriend. I hired fucking hell. I
like a good
booked.
night.
I had a clown.
No, I booked a room in the abode, paid for a lovely meal in the restaurant.
And then wrote, "I love you" in his own shit on the mirror.
With ketchup on the side.
But no, we got back to the apartment. Obviously, I thought Nookie was on the table. No, she fell asleep, and I ended up watching Dancing on Ice or something. Just like, well, I just wasted like £100 there.
To watch
And they
Dancing.
say,
I'm amazing
do you know,
at
and they
it.
say you can't put a price on love, but right there,
just did.
you can.
I just paid £100 for not having sex.
So my challenge with Valentine's Day, my birthday is the day before Valentine's Day. So sometimes I feel like I've been a bit like, I've missed out a little bit. I'm like, every other motherfucker's got cards. And I'm the only one who's having fucking cards. And if you go to a restaurant, she's like, "Do you want the Valentine's menu?" You're like, "No. I'm
See,
here
this
for my
ha-
fucking birthday."
This happened to
Thank
me.
you.
My sister's birthday's on Valentine's Day, so
Oh, no.
on her 18th birthday, my mum was like, "Go take her out to somewhere while we like prepare the house and all this." So we went to like a restaurant. And they're like, "Do you want the Valentine's menu?" I'm like, "It's my sister," and they're like, "Yeah, that's even weirder." So we just sat there. Just
So
like,
they were looking at you like you were a freak.
yeah, incest is the best.
But you are from Wales, aren't you?
I was going to
Well,
say, there's
I
nothing
know.
wrong with it.
I'm a cestrian through and through.
It's not, it's my bad, my
It
bad.
would have been more normal if it was a sheep, you know.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so it's sometimes a bit like, I don't know, yeah.
So you don't have a really good relationship with Valentine's Day.
I don't
You're
mind
missing out.
it. It's just a bit like, well, I've sort of like, I'll double up on the present then, innit?
Well, exactly. You
Yeah.
get back twice as
You
much.
thought you were really outdone then, and then all of a sudden your sister came in and went, "Yeah, well, mine's actually on Valentine's Day."
That's not her.
Mine's the day before. I don't know her. Who's she? Yeah.
Does she share her birthday with Jet off of Gladiators? That's a true story. And Robbie Williams, true story.
That's
The thing
cool.
is, you've obviously researched this.
Yeah, if you never Google who do you share your birthday,
I have.
Actually, mine's Stephen Fry.
there you go. Steve. We've all done it.
Mine's not a good one, so.
Oh no, go on.
It's
like murder.
That's going to be a serial killer.
well,
What is it?
it's Hitler's mum's birthday.
Wow.
It's not her fault that a child
Yeah.
is that.
True.
I'm not getting into the nature
Exactly.
versus nurture debate.
No, we won't get into
Let's not
that.
do that.
So yeah, I don't
This
usually share
episode's
that.
about love.
Yes, we'll try and stay on that. And you've been with your partner for 2 years, did you say,
2
Sandy?
years. Oh no, it might be a bit longer now. Yeah.
Oh.
I think it's nearly 3. I don't know dates.
You don't know dates.
I don't know dates.
When's your
Don't know my own
anniversary?
name.
I'm just throwing you under the bus, but when's your anniversary?
Oh, why would you do this to me?
Seriously.
No,
I
actually,
don't
no.
know.
I think it's June.
You
Oh,
think?
well, at least you got
I
the
think.
month.
I think. Do you know what's funny? He doesn't know either. We have to look at Facebook whenever we do.
He doesn't know his birthday.
You said you
Was
had
he alive?
anniversary.
Oh, anniversary.
No,
Sorry, yeah,
we're on anniversary, love.
I missed out on that
Talking
bit.
about love. This is your show. Come on, you got this.
Go on, carry
I
on.
forgot what we were talking about. Sorry, I'm still.
Well, I was
on
going to ask
birthdays
you
now.
anyway. As a drag queen, do you find it hard looking for love?
Oh, do you know what? I did find it a little bit hard because then you always get the chasers that are trying to. What's the word? Fetishizing about certain things going into certain items, and it doesn't always work. But to be fair, when I met my boyfriend, he obviously met me like this. If for the viewers at home, I'm not currently in drag because that'd be very uncomfortable. So when I met him, I said, I hang out with quite a lot of drag queens, and then he goes, "Oh, I hate drag queens,"
And I
I
don't
went,
do anything
"Oh,
at all."
and by the way, I'm a full-time drag queen," and he went, "Oh." And this was on the first date, but then must have done something right. It's 3 years later, still together, and he actually doesn't mind. He doesn't mind it now. It's quite normal for me to go upstairs as a boy, and the next minute I'm coming down, full on wig, walking out, going, "Right, I'm going to Liverpool. Bye."
So does he loves it now then?
Oh yeah, he does love it, and he actually gives me tips now.
Oh,
which
that's
is
good.
yeah. He
Sure
looks
he
at me and
does.
goes, "You look,
Shit.
yeah,
You look
yeah, just
nice.
yeah, nice."
Does he come to your shows?
He has been to some shows. Yeah, he actually went to one show with my mum.
Okay.
And
Oh,
that was an
cool.
interesting experience because my mum never saw me in drag ever.
Oh, wow.
And she's always wanted to see me. And I went, right, oh, well, I've got my first show in Widnes ever. And I think it's the first time I've been there.
Was it your last?
Well, to be fair, I was there for 10 minutes and already got offered 3 lines. So that was quite good. Can I say that? Too like. So, yeah. And I'm there and I'm talking about my mum and I'm saying this is the first time she's seen me in drag. And everyone went, "Oh, they were so proud of you for coming and supporting your son." She went, give a what he does. Is he earning money? Happy days then. And she just sat there and got pissed and got a bottle of wine with me fella, and I went, they're happy.
Good on her. Good on her.
Exactly.
I love how you bleeped yourself then when you were saying that.
It's automatic. I think because I do quite a lot of social media when I first started drag.
Just another plug
I
there, was it?
automatically do it now.
Well, it's like the other day, because I was saying to you about you doing your lives. And you were, I miss doing my lives, I'll do it. So you were doing like a makeup.
Yes.
And you were in your dressing gown and got banned for that.
I got banned for nudity. No, but it's not the first time. I got banned for nudity and Valentine on TikTok, and I was wearing a buttoned-up shirt all the way to the top, a big red wig, and I went,
You whore.
I know, filthy. I didn't even have a red lip.
Like a sexy Ronald McDonald.
Really? And I just understand how that is so sexual to the people.
Red wig
Yeah,
and a silver
like-
hoodie.
That's really good.
Some people are into clowns.
Well, they can come my way. OnlyFans, come on, Ronald McDonald.
Are you plugging your OnlyFans now as well?
Oh, I might as well. I
Get it all out there.
Plug
I
everything.
wish I had it.
He's plugged right now.
Shh, we weren't going to talk about that.
Well, we are in LGBT month as well as Valentine's.
Yes,
so,
we are.
do you guys want to be
Well,
bored?
LGBT History Month.
History month, yes.
Yeah.
So, a little bit of history for you. It started in 1994 by a high school teacher named Rodney Wilson, who was teaching his students about Nazi Germany,
Wow.
and then revealed that he
lovely.
was a gay man and could have been killed for it.
Oh.
So each year we have a theme, and this year, what is the theme? It is Behind the Lens, so to shine light on all the people who create, star in TV films, both past and future. So do we all think that our sexuality or like drag queen community is represented properly in the media?
I think drag has definitely come heaps and bounds in the last couple of years. I mean, I think,
You got Vivian on
Well,
Dancing on
no.
Ice,
and then there was Courtney Act, she was on Dancing on Ice
and
as well.
Bianca Del Rio was in what's it called? Bad Education.
Bad Education.
Yeah,
Yeah,
quite recently, actually.
yeah.
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 So do you think it's a true representation of the drag community, like what you see on TV?
I think it's a very specific part of the drag community, because I recently went to DragCon, and it was representing a very specific type where, you know, then you've got me and Annabelle, who are a bit more camper, who were there, and probably not the best makeup skills. Sorry about Annabelle Lecter. But it was nice to see there was a variety, because there was some drag aliens, there was the, you know, club kids, there was everything, there was Teletubbies. Really representing the drag community.
With your tinky winky out, yeah.
Yeah, what about sexuality? Because, like, I mean, obviously the main focus at the moment is lesbians and gays, mainly gays, let's be honest.
Yeah.
But there's pansexuals, there's demisexuals, there's asexuals, there's God knows what other sexualities there are. They don't get really represented that often.
I mean, I would say it's getting better. I mean, look at we've discussed House of the Dragon previously,
Yeah.
and that's been very well received. So it's getting there. Yeah, it's getting there. But there's so much more. Again, like with anything LGBT, it's so much more work to be done.
I think what you said there, Sandy, actually is quite interesting, because like there is a certain type of drag that, and you see a certain type of drag performers, and like a lot of. Do you think there's a lot of younger drag artists that are coming up and thinking, right, it's all about the lip sync, it's all about doing the fancy acrobatics,
Being
and everything
extra
like
polished, yeah.
And do you? I've never met you before. Do you sing? What do you do?
I do a lot of comedy skits.
Comedy?
Yes,
Okay.
a lot of comedy. So I crack a few jokes. I host quite a lot of shows, and quite a lot of my cabaret is comedy based, where I do like skits, you know, Dora the Explorer, Mary Poppins, things like that. You know, that kind of.
I see. I love that.
I love that. That's British
kind
drag,
of-
I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very much Benidorm, Grand Can level, and I love that.
Yeah.
And like, I would love to be able to sing as well, because you know they charge a fortune. But
You know where
to
your strengths
have that,
lie.
that's where my strengths
Yeah.
lie.
Yeah.
Because I love doing that quick change and things like that.
I think, because like I said, doing those skits of character sorting, that is, I love that kind of. Don't get me wrong, I love seeing a cabaret artist, drag actor who can sing. I don't mind seeing a lip syncing, death dropping, flip something like that.
It gets boring after a while, though, for me.
For me personally,
Yeah.
I've done drag probably like 3 times, but I've done costume drag. I've done
Camp drag.
Camp drag. I've done Winnie from Hocus Pocus.
Oh, that was epic.
I was
there.
And he was like, oh my god, where'd you get your teeth from? I was like, they're mine.
That was such a good Halloween party.
And then I've done Ursula from Little Mermaid to go to the party. So I like character sort of.
You go all out. Yeah.
I like that. And then when I see people doing skits like that, I'm like, oh, that's brilliant. That's fantastic.
Oh yeah,
That's
I love
my-
that
that's my
kind of
vibe.
stuff.
Definitely.
It's very much that kind of drag. So have we all done drag on this tip? Have you done drag?
No, I didn't know it was a thing.
You didn't know it was a thing.
No, I didn't.
Carla, get out.
Yeah,
No, I mentioned this a few episodes
Yeah.
ago.
Fake lesbian, get out.
I didn't really know. I just didn't really know it was a thing. I didn't know I could.
Did you?
Yeah.
But it's drag kings.
I love
Drag
it.
is for everyone.
Yeah.
Well, no, there's drag queens, the kings, there's aliens. You could do anything. I really want to be a drag king. Like, I would love to be able to come out.
Butch enough.
Eh? Not quite much enough. No, not really. So you can take that spot for me.
No, it's cool to know that like there is more out there for people to explore like different things. It's good.
I've never done it, but Wes has been trying to get me to do it for ages, haven't you?
Don't.
He was messaging me constantly. He was like, "Oh yeah, just do whatever you normally do. Just do it in a wig and some heels." And I'm like, "I'm not gonna like breathe fire wearing a
risk assessment
prosthetic,
right there.
wearing a synthetic wig."
You've got
Oh,
enough
yeah, you'd be
going
up
on.
in
You don't
flames.
need that. Trust me, I've seen it. I've seen it happen. I've seen someone blow up into flames. It's not
Yeah,
pretty.
let's not do that. But no, I'd love to do it for like a day or like an evening. We'll say
Well,
just to see what it's like.
I would love to do like a drag school. Get some proper drag queens and teach
Well, that's
up and
me,
coming people, like younger people, to like, you know, learn from actual people rather than YouTube and you know, actual people.
But
that are
YouTube
in...
and the videos has its merits, and
They do, yeah.
You know, and the makeup tutorials. Because when I've done stuff, you know, there is a lot of stuff out there. Thinking, right, okay. When I was doing Ursula, it's like right, Ursula makeup, like because it's the purples, it's the greys, it's all of that, and it was like, and it covered my whole fucking body. And,
No, I agree.
It's
But
like
I think
learning
unless
that
you
was an opportunity,
unless
you
you
know,
have,
a place
like-
to start,
unless you have a drag mother, then it's difficult. Other than
which
music.
is less popular in this
No longer
country.
Yeah.
This is about drag now.
No,
You
yeah.
know, you know, which is more probably popular in America than here. Would you say?
Well,
All just looked at Sandi there.
me,
Like drag
yes.
mother and that sort of thing. is it?
I think it's more of a specific thing in
Okay,
the
I wouldn't
US.
say drag
because-
mother, but like a mentor per se.
Yeah, no, there's like you do have mentors in the
Yeah.
UK, but you know, I feel like I'm going to say something that is my personal opinion. Quite often, when I found the drag families where it's like, oh, I'm the drag mother of this person, normally it's because that person shagged that person, and then they watched their show and they were like, I can do this too, and then they end up doing the show as well. So that's how I've seen quite a lot of drag babies formed, is
Yeah.
where they've went the drag queen in question, and then they've ended up producing children incestuous. But
So how many children do you have?
excuse me,
She never calls
I
them.
chewed my tide very early on in my drag career, and to be fair, with my eyebrows, you do not want to adopt. You do not want to adopt that.
Doesn't have the love for that. Then.
No, I don't have.
I was going to say, gone slightly off topic. No, going on about like LGBT in the media. I don't know whether you guys saw about it being weaponized by Liam Smith during a boxing conference.
Oh yeah, I thought
Did anyone
that was
see that?
disgusting what he said. Yeah.
Yeah, so basically Liam Smith had this boxing event against Chris Eubank Jr. And then Liam Smith said, "Is there something you want to tell us? Because no one's ever seen you with a girl." And then the crowd start cheering and basically booing Chris Eubank for not being seen with a girl. So like weaponizing being gay in a
How does
boxing.
lack of having a girl mean that you're gay?
Well, it's just the idea of like in the media now, it's still being weaponized,
Yeah.
and like if we have been, I don't know how to say it, but have we experienced that in our lives?
Yeah.
Yeah, especially he hasn't got a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, no, but I've sucked a lot of cock. More than you, actually, Aunt Jan. Thank you very much. You love-
Are you courting?
That's
Are you courting?
I've had that
No, get a
before.
finger around back of spat. Yeah, well, there's always going to be people and groups that will use anybody who is different from the social norm. Will always have some kind of homophobic sort of slur or some sort of insinuation. There'll always be some sort of racial insinuation towards certain things, you know, and also cultural as well. And it's shit.
It is shit.
And
Yeah.
you will have those dickheads out there that will do that, and that twat thinks he's funny because it literally is playground sort of tactics.
Well, this is it. It's kind of like I get with boxers, they're always trying to put each other down, and like they'll research each other to then have these kind of, these shots that they can fire at these events. But if that's the best he can come up with, it's pretty.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
pretty,
You haven't got much if you just say that.
Yeah,
because Chris Eubank then Chris Eubank Jr. turned up to the boxing match with a pride flag around his, like a thing around his arm.
That's a positive spin for him. Cause
yeah.
We don't know sexuality of everybody, but also it could be that actually he hasn't got a girlfriend at the moment because he could be devoutly religious.
Yeah.
And it's a case of this is that at that moment, no, that's not what's on the cards for him. However, he intends to, go down a more religious route, which indicates that he could...
Or he's just shit in bed.
I was going to say massive sluts, so,
You never know.
No.
Well, did you want to do some curious cats?
Well, leading straight from massive sluts.
Yeah, we'll just move into these because we've got quite a few.
Sluts,
There's quite a few, and they're interesting, I think. So people have been messaging in, and we'll start with this one. My boyfriend's straight brother kissed me. I feel like I should tell my boyfriend, so I'm not keeping any secrets.
Oh, dear.
Sorry, say again. My boyfriend's straight brother.
My boyfriend's straight brother kissed me. I feel like I should tell my boyfriend, so I'm not keeping any secrets. But I don't want to out his brother. What should I do?
We've had a similar situation like this on before.
You trying to figure? Do you need a family tree to figure this out?
Yeah, I need like family tree. I need like a full diagram just to keep up with this. I think I'm with you now. Go on.
Yeah. The thing is, I don't think the fact that he's kissed his brother's partner, and that's why I'm saying partner, because it's just disrespectful in general, regardless of sexuality.
That's my first instinct, Jack.
So what?
So I think they should tell him.
Because why would you want someone like that in your life, especially if you want this person in your life long term? Then they're gonna be around your brother a lot, I'd imagine.
But then, if they do say something, is that not going to make it a bit stressful if they are ever together? Like, do you get what I mean?
You're at a wedding, you sit down at the same table. Flashback to last week's episode. I hear what you say. You need to tell them. Challenge is right. I know we've had a few actual sibling sort of issues. Like last week, you mentioned about the person who the
living with each other,
leech, weren't they? And when it comes down to family, you don't know how that's going to go. Because if you turn around and say, "Your brother kissed me," and the brother goes, "No, I fucking didn't."
Yeah.
And
then you cause a shit between them.
Well, I'm going to believe my brother over you.
Yeah.
Then that could cause a big rift. But then I think you can't just not mention it.
Yeah, I'm with Carla on that.
I think you do need to mention it.
They've done a disrespectful thing. So regardless of sexuality...
I'm sorry, it's like 4 against 1, sorry. But I'm with Carla.
Yeah, because it's not even about sexuality at that point.
It's just disrespectful,
isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just, to be fair, you've just got to be honest with your partner anyway. Like, if anything ever happens, whenever I come home and someone's touched me up, I go, right,
this
by the way, this person touched me up.
What I'm saying is just you need to be prepared then that this
comes
could
after,
fucking explode and it might not go the way you want it to go.
Well,
I'd rather
at least
be
you've been honest.
Yeah.
I think,
don't get me and that's what, but you need to think about the consequences of just.
But then, if that is the consequence, then that's the way the cards fall.
It's fine. They can just fuck the brother.
Yeah.
At least you've got.
He seems into you.
Conscience.
You're not the one that's done something wrong, so it's fine as long as you're honest. I think. Sorry, you need to stop going around kissing brothers.
Keep it in the family, you guys.
Carla's just like...
That's a very certain type of Google search.
Anyway,
moving on. So the next one is: I listened to your last episode. I don't know whether you listened to it, Sandy, but it's to do with... Oh, okay, wow, that's one viewer. So
there we go.
You'll listen to them at some point.
Yeah, I will. So I listened to your last episode. I'm a feminine gay guy who wants to use weights at the gym. However, I feel it's filled with traditionally masculine people and it makes me feel like I don't belong there. What do I do to feel more confident using the weights?
It's a shame Jason's not here, actually.
I know, I was thinking that.
That's a shame. Again, if that's your sort of concern, it's a case of what will make you feel less. You could look at times that actually the gym is a lot less emptier. And like we said, it's not about people necessarily looking at you, but I get it, the fact that the self-confidence thing.
Yeah, you've got to build up your confidence.
Yeah, so maybe look for a time in which you know that the weight room isn't as busy and skulk it out. find a little corner that you can go into and do what you need to do, and just find the time. Really, that's.
See, I would even say like follow other LGBT weightlifters, like follow their kind of routine and then kind of follow from their footsteps, even because I think the more influence you have, the easier it'll be.
And like we said as well, speak to the actual gym and actually speak to the PTs, because they want you to sign up for PT sessions.
Yeah.
So if you're, in all fairness, if you sign up with a PT and they're having you do weights, no one's going to come fucking near you or say anything because you're with a PT.
This is what I was thinking, and you're going to feel more confident because you're actually doing the motions of the workouts properly because they're teaching you. Because I think
you're distracted
half the
with
battle
the PT then,
is confidence, because you're like, shit, how the hell do I even work this machine? And then you're looking around like, shit, everyone's looking at me. But if you went for personal training for a couple of weeks just to get your head around the machines, you'd probably feel way more confident. Yeah. Or just use your personal trainer as some sort of like distraction of like just to learn more from them, so you're not thinking about anyone else really.
Yeah. I was in this exact situation because I've never really gone to the gym. I've always done martial arts. I've never gone to like that whole setting because of that toxic masculinity situation. So I booked a PT, and it was this lovely, very, very muscly woman, and she was amazing. She showed me everything, and we had a nice little chat. We were talking about her boyfriend, and I was chatting about mine, and we had a great time and a good little chinwag, and she showed me everything. And it was absolutely fantastic. And I felt so confident after that. Obviously, never went back again. But
for the moment.
Just for that moment, I felt amazing. And I felt like I could really do it that entire time. But once the 1 month free was over, I was like, I'm not going to
I'm out of here.
That's what we're saying.
You took TJ's advice from last week then.
I was like, brilliant. I'm using that
float away.
Just go to all the gyms. Get a month free. It's great. And last one, I have problems finding love because I struggle to let my guard down fully after problems in my past. Any advice for me?
Oh,
you can't really let it just control your life because of the past. Like, we've all been there.
Everyone's got a past.
It can't hurt you anymore, okay?
But you can learn from it.
Yes. I mean, if all those things didn't happen to me in the past, I wouldn't be who I am today.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you've got to just learn from that, and at least when you go to your next relationship, because we're all going to eventually, you never know when it's going to be your last relationship, let's be honest. I mean, love is amazing, but it's not always the be all and end all.
I love how you're saying this on your boyfriend's birthday.
I love you so much, by the way, when you listen to this. But no, like
if you listen to
this. No, but honestly, like I know for a fact that this one for me is like my last one.
Well, this is
because I've had all those other ones.
Yeah.
But because I've had those terrible ones, I know what to look out for. I know what
You've learned your lessons.
Yeah.
Your non-negotiables.
Yes. And when I know someone's taking the mick and I know that I'm feeling uncomfortable, then I know, well, obviously this is not going to last. So I use them while I can, and then I go.
Well, this is it. So for me, it was me and my partner were dating for a long while. I've mentioned it plenty of times, but it's more along the lines of, because I just come out of a relationship, I was so guarded because of all the hurt and everything that went along with it. So my personal advice for that would be is just take your time with it. There's no rush. Just get to know someone, and then you can gradually, brick by brick, pull that wall down. And then once you're comfortable, then you can kind of like go all in.
Yeah. Because sometimes you can feel pressured.
Take your time. Okay. You don't have to get engaged after 2 weeks.
No, 7 years later, I'm engaged, but I haven't got married yet.
That's really
7 years, yeah.
7 years, bloody hell. Have you ever wavered?
No.
I can't believe I just
That's
asked.
that's like
I just wanted to know. I was like, I'm in for the drama now. That's it. I want to
that's a
know.
long chunk of time. No.
7 years is like 40 years in lesbian years, yeah.
Does that
but you move in after week 2, so then it's just all.
Yeah, exactly. So that's it. You're already committed then.
Yeah, exactly.
All in.
You know what you
Dog,
get
mortgage,
yourself.
everything.
Yeah, exactly.
No, lesbians get cats, don't they? Not dogs. Is that
Well,
a
she's
lesbian
got 2
thing?
dogs and a cat.
Yeah, 2 dogs and a cat, so.
I thought gays get dogs and lesbians get cats. Is that not how it works?
No.
I've been living
have
a
you
lie.
just got yourself dogs because you thought you had to? Did you really want cats?
He's got lizards, spiders, and everything.
Oh,
I do,
you're my
yeah.
kind of person now. I like it now.
So my cat's doing really well.
Oh, yeah.
Hello,
Yeah,
lesbian
fuckers.
here.
I got a cat
You lesbian.
No, I was talking about take my cat, right? And all the fucking dog people started showing.
So anyway, my dog,
And no one there asked about my bastard cat.
No one
How is
cares
your
about
pussy?
your cat.
It's really, but it's so big now.
Is it really big? It's not
got
one
a
of those,
big-
it's
you've
not
got
one
a
of those
big
hairless
pussy.
pussies,
Pink
is it?
pussy. I don't know. It's like a proper cat.
Oh, do you know what? Someone showed me a photo of 2 hairless pussies and it threw me right off. It scared me.
Yeah,
I was terrified. I thought the teeth
hateful.
were going to come at me and just start growling at me.
Yeah.
My partner loves them. I'm like, they look like Gollum. Little golems, honestly.
Yeah, little
They're just
golems.
little scrotums. No.
I thought this episode's about love.
Yeah.
Can I
we love
go
love.
back to the actual curious cat? And
Yes.
say, obviously, we all do carry some sort of trauma from previous relationships, and I completely concur with everybody. It's a case of, it's a case of working through it as well and finding those non-negotiables to say, well, actually, I didn't like this aspect of that relationship, so I'm going to avoid that in the future. Sometimes we're not necessarily ready to deal with the trauma that could have come with a relationship, and sometimes that can take time. You don't need to lay your cards out on the table with somebody new. You can build it up, and at the end of the day, they might be dealing with their own trauma as well. So it is about taking risks and a bit of a chance on people. But like we said previously, you don't have to open the floodgates completely. It's okay to, again, like you said, slowly take that wall down, and. I mean, completely honestly, I ended up having a fucking intervention after a breakup of mine because I was so heartbroken by it and I couldn't move on from it that 2 of my best friends sat me down and gave me a really good talking to a year later because I couldn't move on.
Yeah. Well, they say, don't they? It's like.
Brought wine and snacks to that. I thought it was just a little get together. It's a fucking intervention.
Well, they say,
Chloe and Philip, if you're listening, bastards. Actual names as well. Yeah.
Well, they say, don't they? Like half the relationship is how long it takes to get over someone.
Yeah, I said that in the previous episode.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
I was listening.
you listened to it.
I listened to your advice.
Only some people do.
Because I do think you're both on the same journey, just both travelling at different speeds. So,
Well, it's like me and my partner. We
You're
were
off on a
best.
different speed to anybody else.
yeah,
Slower.
I am a bit slower.
I would say my partner's my best friend before my partner. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I would say he's my wingman. He's my literal best friend before anything else. And I think that's most important in our relationship.
Well, I mean, my partner, we were friends for 2 years before
Yeah.
we got together. And we're going to be together 4 years is September?
Oh,
4
you
years.
don't know either. When's your anniversary?
It's towards the end of September into October.
Oh, okay.
Thereabouts.
Oh, there we go. A bit more specific.
You got
I still
kind
feel-
of June.
No,
I think June.
because we were friends, because we were
it's
spending
15th.
time together, it just...
Oh yeah, like
organically
when does it
happened.
count? Yeah, when does
Sort
it
of
randomly
organically
count
happened.
then?
That's I would say that's my main advice. Maybe build a friendship first. If you've got commitment problems and trust issues or whatever you've got going on, build a friendship and then build on that.
Date.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, to get to know different
Don't
types of
rush.
people as well,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Exactly.
So your advice is for like people. Sorry, I know you've probably got another question.
No, go-
lined
no,
up.
go
Can
for
I
it.
ask this one?
No,
Is
go
that
for it.
all right. So you've obviously given us advice for before you get into the relationship, but what about when you're in the relationship and you want to maintain that love? Because like I've got like a key bit of like advice for people whenever I do it. But what's your advice for people when you want to maintain that love? Oh, I've really thrown you off now, haven't I? Oh, he's quiet.
Andrew's quiet.
Sorry.
Are you okay?
Maintaining love.
Maintaining, yeah, it doesn't just fade out.
You've gotta
you
work
don't
at
just
it.
have to put that ring on
A
the finger and then
relationship
just end.
is work.
It is.
It is work. And I jokingly say to my partner, like, relationship's a game. It's all about who's winning. And he's like, it's not a game. Like, yeah, it is. I'm winning because you didn't take the bins out. No, it's not.
What if
It's
he comes
I'm
first?
losing by a lot.
Do you know what? Do you know
The end
what?
prize is the house.
House, married, one of you dies, then you win a house. It's fine. I said to my partners and friends the other week, people may look at mine and his life and go, oh, fucking hell, you two are dead boring. But you know what? He makes me laugh every day.
Yeah.
And that, I think, for me, is a thing because we do make each other laugh. We talk and it's someone, we could be sitting there and not actually speaking and I just like being in his company. And I think making that, engaging in that sense of having that conversations, making each other laugh, going out and doing things together and wanting to continue to do things together, I think that's how you keep love.
But also, I think
Going.
if
So we
you
got comedy. Comedy.
Yeah.
is-
No, well, and also being able to just
No,
be
I think just shave your pubes once a week. That's
your key. Just make sure you keep it trimmed downstairs, keep them interested. But what about, so you've had the longest relationship here, haven't you, Carla?
Yeah.
So what's your advice?
I don't
Secrets.
know, really.
Secrets.
I don't really have any
Go
secrets.
down on there from once a week. And
No, I don't know. I don't know. I think it's just been quite easy for me.
Well, that's it. If it's
So
easy,
it's-
it's work,
Just
but it
no
should be
work,
easy
but
as
it's
well.
Just do it. Just get on with it.
So like,
why do you
I
all
don't know.
struggle so much?
I don't know. I'm not really like.
See, on the flip side of what Andrew was saying, though, like if people have gone through trauma and that person's been that support network as well, that strengthens a relationship as well. So yeah, you could be like best friends laughing and joking with each other all the time, and that's what strengthens your relationship. But also if your partner's been through a really shitty time and you've been there non-stop, that just builds heaps and bounds, in my opinion.
Oh well, I've got one.
Oh, go on. She speaks.
Yeah, like so. If me and my partner ever get in an argument, my tactic is to just give the silent treatment.
Oh, bitch.
Right.
Bitch.
Wow.
No, and
You looked
that's
all
really
cute and innocent a
bad.
minute ago.
But that's really. I know that's really bad.
Don't tell her your strategy.
No, it's not
She doesn't
actually.
listen to this.
No, so it is really bad, but because I know that, it's something that I work on. So I
Yeah.
always have to remind myself, like if we do get in a bit of an argument over something, like usually it's house related at the moment because we can't pay the house, but
Still.
I always have to remind myself, stay present
Yeah.
and actually focus on sorting things out
Yeah.
and like try not to raise my voice and get too frustrated because most things I get frustrated about have nothing to do with our relationship.
The current situation,
Yeah,
everything.
it's always external.
Mm,
Always external. So, like, I suppose that's easier in a way.
yeah.
So, yeah, just make sure I stay present and actually, like, listen and try not to raise my voice.
In an
That's my
argument,
biggest
I'm
one.
usually right, so
You're always right.
I stay the
Always
course.
right.
I stay the course. Like he's
No need
gonna
20 minutes
realise.
and already.
He's
no,
gonna
you're
break.
always right.
Always fucking right.
No, but I feel like you're like my partner. Whenever we've ever had an argument, he shuts off completely. Where he goes like,
you wanna
"Silent
bite
treatment,
back?
don't
do
talk
you,
me."
do you like an argument?
No, I don't like the argument.
As in, like,
I have to make sure that we finish it. So I like to have the conversation till we've actually
Yeah,
sorted
I'm the
it.
same.
Resolved it,
Because
yes.
that's the
Don't
only
run
reason
away
we
from me,
stay
we're
together.
sorting it.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
we literally, I think it was 2 weeks into the our like dating period, we had like a full-blown argument to the point where I was really mad. And I said to him, no, we need to sit down and talk. He was ready to run out the
Yeah.
door. And the only reason like it didn't blow up completely is because we sat
deadlock.
down, talked, and really tried not to crack a laugh. But yeah, so we just, I locked the door, made time down.
Wow.
And made sure we finished the conversation. And then once we realised that we were both just being daft, because half of the time,
That's
you
it.
blow up over
Yeah.
the most random things. I can't believe you didn't wash your dishes. You put it on the side instead of putting it in
Yeah,
the sink. And it's
exactly.
normally me. So, it was nice to sit down and just talk. And ever since then, that's like my own advice to people is like, if you're going to have an argument, finish it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
make sure you don't
Well, it's
just...
like they say, don't go
blow
to
up
bed angry with
Never
each
go
other.
to bed angry.
Because you just stew on it then, don't you?
And this, so if my partner and I, we very rarely argue, but if we have
I
argued,
love how
or
it's
bickered-
the episode of
Love,
Yeah.
arguing.
We're just talking
No,
about
it's
arguing.
fine.
No, it's all part and parcel.
That's how you maintain
When
it.
I
Yeah.
say
Yeah.
he makes me laugh, I can be really angry at him, and then the little bastard will do something that will make me laugh.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then that's it's so infuriating because I'm like, I can't be mad.
Or if you're in the silent treatment, you're like, you see like a funny video and you're like, they'd really like this video, but I'm not going to share it with them because
It's
I'm
healthy
angry
to
with them.
argue as well.
Oh,
isn't
yeah.
it?
See,
You
yeah,
argue with
yeah.
your
I
partner.
don't. Me and Rob never argue. He just gets like told why he's wrong. That's
Be
pretty much
careful,
all.
though. Be careful,
explain it to him.
though. A week after I said that to Kimberly, my partner, we had our first full-blown argument. So be careful saying that.
Oh God! Right.
You might have
Okay.
jinxed yourself
I
now.
think also as well, are you gonna is Rob writing things out in mashed potato? Dear TJ, I need to tell you how you make me feel.
Everything is through the form of potato.
Can I just come to his defence? He's a fully functional person.
Who, Rob or me?
Rob.
Yeah, not you.
He is, yeah, when I let him out the cage. So just quickly, Andrew, you said before the podcast you wanted to say a special mention.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I want to say a big shout out of love to a very good friend of mine, Ben Vaughan, who has just donated bone marrow for a person who needs it. I think they're over in America. It's just, I'm so proud of him for doing it. The work that's involved doing it, he's had to be, really look after himself the past few months, and this is for a stranger. It's going to save that stranger's life.
Oh my God, yeah.
And the fact that if you're under 30, it's just a swab that you can do, and to see if you are a match for things. There's other ways of doing it if you're over 30. It's just like on that sort of vein of, we can give blood now, we can give bone marrow, we can sort of save lives a little bit. And I want to give it because it's about love. I want to give a massive bit of love.
Send in big love.
So proud of me.
So LGBT news now. So I don't know whether you guys saw, and I'm not going to go too much into religion now, but this week the Church of England said it wants
What week was this?
What week are we on? I don't even know the date. So
the 25th.
The 25th. So this week the Church of England said that it wants to offer blessings and prayers in dedication of gay couples. Bishops said that they will not change their teachings or allow priests to marry same-sex couples, but will offer blessings. Now, the Archbishop of York is in full support of it and saying that it'll make the church a better place and is pleased it's changing for his gay friends. But the Archbishop of Canterbury said that he will not personally use these new prayers, but won't stop any other bishops from using them. So do we think the Archbishop of Canterbury is fine by saying he's not actually going to be doing this? Do we think that's okay? We're not, without getting too much into religion.
It's his opinion, and he's allowed to have his opinion, even though it's wrong.
But he's not
the wrong
stopping other
opinion.
people from the expressing. He's just gone, personally, I will not be.
Exactly.
These are my reasons as for why. Fine, whatevs. I'm not going to go and get a blessing off you then, am I?
Yeah.
Well, that's
But
it.
it's
Just go and
Fair, I
pick
don't
your
want a
blessing.
blessing. I want to be married.
Yeah.
I want to be actual.
Yeah, like what a blessing's going to do.
Exactly, because
Blessing
there's no
for those-
difference.
Yeah, but there
Good
are
for you.
religious LGBT people,
Yeah,
aren't there?
like, well done. Well
Yeah,
done.
Well
support
done.
it.
You can love that
From a
person.
marriage
It's like
point
when
of
you go
view,
to the dentist to get a sticker.
Wow.
the legal aspect of marriage is there. We can do. It's like it's the religious aspect,
Yeah.
the ceremonial stuff. You can, whatevs.
Oh, you've lost me. Religion.
Yeah.
Bye. Ta-ra.
Yeah, it was just something that popped up, and I don't think it makes that
it's-
much of a big difference. To be
Yeah.
honest, if someone was praying
I
over
mean,
me
like
and
I
my
said,
boyfriend,
religious LGBT people,
yeah,
yes, that
they
can
might
be
get something
quite
from it.
a positive thing.
Yeah, I suppose if you are religious, part of the LGBT community, it's a big thing. But for me personally, it's not.
And there are
changing
churches that
anything.
do welcome you. Like in Chester, there is quite a few churches that do welcome
Yes.
the LGBTQ plus people
Yeah.
in order to worship. So
It's not the end of the world.
No,
no.
not just yet. And finally, just to wrap this all up, just a quick do's and don'ts for someone looking for love. Anyone?
Don't do it. It's a terrible thing. No
Do
one likes
it,
people.
you'll love it.
Any do's and don'ts?
Don't see another relationship and another, like, if you see a couple
Compare,
together and you
yeah.
think, oh, I want that. No, your relationship is your relationship. You don't compare it to anyone else's.
That's good advice, yeah.
It is yours.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what's to do then? Be happy.
Do
Smile.
you.
Do.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think a good do is keep dating. Like, you got that dating phase and then you get in a relationship and then it kind of like, I don't want to say fizzles out, but it, like we've discussed, like it's work. So having those date nights is still important.
You still got to keep it like fresh, haven't you? A little
Yeah,
bit nice and
exactly. And you want to try different things, and you can do that through date nights.
stuff. Okay. I
not saying just
want to
try-
go to your date nights.
I think I've got a good one. You said it before, like, take your time.
Yeah.
Take your time. Don't
There's no
rush
rush.
it. So, yeah.
This is the thing.
so-
The gays especially, I would say, do rush a lot.
You don't need to move in after week 2.
you don't need to-
Time, slowly
Take your
slip in.
time, but also don't settle. If you obviously straight away realise, this is not quite for you. If you make that noise in your head and you think about that person, you go, it's probably not for you then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just go on to another date. Or do what we used to do and just
Orgies.
have 8 dates a week and get free food all week.
I've always thought as well, it's a case of like, if someone says to me, why do you love them? And I go, I don't know, I just do. I can't quantify it.
Yeah.
I feel like if I go, it's because of this, and this, I'm like, that for me personally,
Yeah,
that's like,
compensating.
I'm looking for reasons
Yeah.
why. But if I'm like, I just do.
Yeah.
Most of the time, if you actually love someone, you go, I have no idea.
No
what I love.
fucking
If I
clue.
could have chosen anyone else, I would have. But unfortunately, I'm stuck with
stuck.
this one now.
Yeah.
I said that way too many times.
So Dan, yeah, I'm stuck with you.
Stop saying it during sex, that's the problem.
I only say it sometimes.
I'm stuck in you now.
Well, on that note, happy Valentine's Day, everyone.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
And we'll see you all next time. Bye.
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 Mwah.
Oh, a little kiss at the end.
Don't forget, You can reach out to us or email in your dilemmas via email, pridecast@chesterpride.co.uk, drop us a DM on Twitter @ch1pride, or send in your message anonymously via our Curious Cat found on our Twitter. Chester Pride is produced by Studio 30,000.